The room went silent the moment the security guard unzipped the worn backpack, a silence so heavy it felt like it pressed against every chest in the marble-floored lobby. What began as an ordinary morning at one of the city's most powerful corporations was about to turn into a moment no one there would ever forget. A single father, already exhausted by life, stood frozen while a decision made in seconds threatened to strip him of his dignity. And then, just when judgment seemed final, the CEO's mother spoke words that stopped the room cold. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories that remind us of our shared humanity, take a moment right now to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps keep stories like this alive. Ethan Cole had learned to live quietly. Not because he lacked ambition or strength, but because life had taught him that being invisible was often safer. At 34, he was a single dad raising a 6-year-old daughter named Lily, whose laughter was the only thing that made the long days bearable. Since his wife passed away 3 years earlier from a sudden illness, Ethan's world had shrunk to school drop-offs, late-night laundry, cheap dinners, and constant worry about money. Every choice he made was measured against one question: would this help Lily have a better life? That morning, Ethan stood inside the towering headquarters of Ardent Global, a corporation whose glass walls reflected power, wealth, and control. He had been invited for a final interview for a maintenance supervisor role, a job that promised stability, health insurance, and a chance to finally breathe. He wore his best clothes, a slightly faded button-down shirt and slacks carefully ironed the night before, while Lily slept beside him clutching her favorite stuffed rabbit. His shoes were clean but old, and his backpack, the same one he had used since college, carried everything he owned for the day. Inside were his lunch, a folder of documents, Lily's asthma inhaler he never left behind, and a small, crumpled drawing she had slipped in without him noticing. Ethan had arrived early, as he always did, because being late felt like a failure he could not afford. The lobby was vast and intimidating, with polished floors and quiet efficiency humming in the air. People in tailored suits moved with confidence, their eyes glued to phones, their lives seemingly untouched by the kind of fear Ethan carried every day. He checked in at the desk, offered a polite smile, and took a seat near the wall, keeping his backpack close to his feet as if it were an extension of himself. Up on the top floor, the CEO of Ardent Global, Victoria Hale, was already having a difficult morning. Known across industries as brilliant, decisive, and unyielding, she had built her empire with discipline and control. Trust, for her, was earned slowly, if at all. Years earlier, a theft incident inside the company had cost millions and nearly destroyed her reputation. Since then, she ran her organization with rigid rules and heightened security, believing that vigilance was the price of success. Victoria had come down to the lobby that morning to escort her elderly mother, Margaret Hale, who was visiting the office for the first time in years. Margaret, once a schoolteacher, now walked slowly with a cane, her sharp mind softened by age but still guided by strong values. She had raised Victoria alone after her husband died, teaching her resilience, integrity, and compassion. Though Victoria rarely showed it, her mother's opinion still carried weight she could never fully ignore. As Victoria and her mother entered the lobby, her eyes scanned the room with habitual assessment. Her gaze landed on Ethan almost immediately. Something about him stood out, not because he was doing anything wrong, but because he did not belong to the polished image she was used to. The worn backpack, the nervous posture, the way he kept glancing at his watch and the folder in his hands. To Victoria, trained to spot risks before they materialized, he looked like an uncertainty. She whispered instructions to her security team, and within moments, a guard approached Ethan, requesting to inspect his bag as part of routine protocol. The words were delivered professionally, but the implication cut deep. Ethan felt heat rush to his face as heads turned subtly in his direction. He nodded, because refusing felt dangerous, and slowly lifted the backpack onto his lap. As the zipper opened, time seemed to stretch. Ethan's thoughts raced to Lily, to the rent due next week, to the hope he had carried into that building. He felt exposed, judged, reduced to a suspicion instead of a human being. The guard carefully went through the contents, pulling out the lunch container, the documents, the inhaler. Each item placed on the table felt like a piece of Ethan's private life laid bare for strangers to see. Then the guard unfolded the small piece of paper. It was Lily's drawing. Crayon lines formed a stick-figure man and a little girl holding hands under a crooked sun. Above them, written in uneven letters, were the words, "Best Dad Ever." The lobby, moments ago filled with quiet movement, stilled completely. The guard paused. Nearby employees slowed their steps. Even Victoria, standing a few feet away, felt something shift, though she could not yet name it. Margaret Hale had been watching silently from her wheelchair. Her eyes, clouded with age but still observant, fixed on the drawing. She asked softly what it was, and the guard explained it was found in the man's bag. Margaret studied Ethan's face, the exhaustion etched into his features, the way his shoulders slumped not with guilt, but with a lifetime of carrying too much alone. In a voice stronger than expected, Margaret spoke. She did not raise it, but it carried across the room with clarity that demanded attention. She spoke of how she had once been a young widow with a child, how she remembered the fear of not knowing how to provide, how society was often quicker to judge than to understand. She said that a man who carried his child's medicine in her drawing was not a threat, but a father doing his best in a world that rarely made room for struggle. She reminded everyone that dignity should never be the price of security. The words landed like a physical force. Victoria felt them hit something deep inside her, a place she had long kept locked away. For the first time in years, she saw not a risk, but a reflection of her own past, of her mother's sacrifices, of nights when Margaret had skipped meals so Victoria could eat. The rules Victoria had built to protect herself suddenly felt cold and hollow. The security check ended immediately. The guard carefully placed everything back into the backpack, including the drawing, which he folded with unexpected gentleness. Ethan sat there, stunned, unsure whether to feel relieved or ashamed, his heart pounding in his chest. Victoria stepped forward, her posture still composed, but her expression changed. She addressed the room, acknowledging that caution should never eclipse compassion. She took responsibility for the decision and recognized the harm it caused. Though she did not apologize publicly in dramatic fashion, the shift in her demeanor was unmistakable. Ethan was escorted not out of the building, but upstairs, not to a holding area, but to the interview room. What followed was not a miracle or instant transformation, but something quieter and more meaningful. He was treated with respect. His experience, work ethic, and dedication were genuinely considered. He spoke about his years of balancing labor jobs with parenting, about reliability forged through necessity, about responsibility learned through love. By the end of the day, Ethan left Ardent Global with more than just a job offer. He left with restored dignity. The position provided stability, but what mattered more was the feeling that, for once, the world had paused long enough to see him clearly. In the weeks that followed, Ethan's life slowly began to change. Mornings were still early, evenings still tired, but the constant edge of panic softened. Lily noticed the difference first. Her father smiled more. He listened without distraction. He slept more soundly. One evening, as they sat at the small kitchen table coloring together, Ethan found another drawing slipped toward him. This one showed a tall building with glass windows and two small figures standing strong at the bottom.